So you will need to take off your fairing on the right hand side, as well as your seat and the plastics through here. I just got done changing the hoses on mine and I'm flushing out the system. And so I just have water in mine right now. But draining the coolant is going to be the exact same thing. So first, you want to undo the bolt on the bottom of your water pump. And you can take the cap off of your radiator and the coolant will come out. And you'll want to tip the bike so that you get the most of that coolant out of there. Pretty much as far as you can. And just keep doing it until you stop hearing anything come out. I ain't hearing much anymore. Do it one more time here. Now if you want to, you can fill the radiator up with water and then repeat the process to help clean things out a bit more. That's what I did. I did it several times. That's why there's water all over the place. I did it several times because I just changed the hoses and I didn't want any dirt in the lines. So you can get some distilled water, run it through there several times if you want. It's not a bad idea. I'm going to go ahead and just pull this one off of here. Some take out this bolt right here. I like to take out these two instead. That way this whole thing just comes out nice and easily. Okay, so I want to talk just a little bit about the amount that you put in your bike, how much you actually need to get to change all of the coolant. Because if you spend a couple minutes on the forums, you'll find that half the people say get an entire gallon, others say they put X amount in or whatever, and they're different amounts. And I want to show you why. If you come over here, it's because there's a discrepancy in the manual here. Under this engine coolant capacity here, you've got 1,650 milliliters here, and then in your overflow tank you've got 250 milliliters. So the two of those, that equals 1,900 milliliters. So this is 1 quart, and you've got 946 milliliters. So two of these, that's going to give you 1,892 milliliters. It's going to be short by 8 milliliters, which is about 1/4 of an ounce. Where it gets confusing for people is right here where you've got 3.5 US quarts, and up here where you've got about another half of a US quart. That equals 4 quarts. So with the two of those combined, you get a gallon. And that's why some people are saying they're putting a gallon in their bike, and others will say that they're only putting 2 quarts in their bike. If you look over here, I made myself a little note right here, page 110. So on page 110 under capacities, you've got coolant, you've got 1.9 liters or the 2 quarts. So you want to go with this number and just forget all about this stuff, you know. I'm not going to tell you to scribble it out, but you know, maybe leave yourself a little note or something so you know. So good news, you only need 2 quarts of coolant to change all of the coolant. Then go ahead and put a new crush washer on your drain bolt. Then torque this down to 9.5 foot-pounds. Now you want to slowly start filling your radiator. Well, the slower the better, just because it doesn't make a mess and you get less air bubbles that way. You'll want to squeeze the lines as you fill this, and this will help get those bubbles out. You don't have to get it that full before you start squeezing it. I just wanted you to see the bubbles that come out. And then you can also squeeze the one on this side. And then at this point, with the cap off of there, lay it back down again. You don't have to go too much of an extreme here. Then top it back off again. Now some people might call this cheating. I use a real small funnel with a hose because I don't feel like taking the entire gas tank off just to top off coolant. So it makes it a lot easier and it doesn't cost much. We're going to fill that up to the full mark. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to start the bike. While it's running, we'll try to squeeze a little bit more air out of it by squeezing these tubes a bit. So now I'm going to top this off, and then I'm going to take it for a short little ride. So that's basically it. Just keep a close eye on the coolant over the next few rides. I hope you found the video helpful. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Oops. Easy. Then go ahead and put on your new crush washer. Oops, and then drop it on the floor, of course. The only way that you can get a gallon of coolant in here is if you don't put this plug in until you're half done putting all of your coolant in. Jokes, jokes.